joining me today on the morning show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And now to finish out today's morning show, a really special treat. When a colleague of mine at Carthage College in the music department, Judy Kirby, noticed in the schedule that I was going to be airing an interview about the Kenosha Theater, she sent me an email and told me that her own father, Al Milkey, had been an usher at the Kenosha Theater back when he was in high school. And I thought it would be so fun to connect with him and to find out a little bit about what the Kenosha Theater looked like in its heyday from somebody who was there a lot as one of its employees and saw it in its full beauty. So via the telephone from where he lives in Watoma, Al Milkey, we welcome you to the morning show.
Nice to be here.
I'm so glad to be talking to you. So first of all, can you tell us the years that you were in high school and so the years that you served as an usher at the old Kenosha Theater?
Graduated in 1948, and so probably worked the first couple of years. It would be like 47, 46. I was probably 16 years old. I think about that time. Most of the ushers were, and the young people that worked there were probably in that age group, all high school people. So it was a nice job for a young person. There isn't a lot of things that a young person at that age could do as far as finding employment, but so it was a nice piece of work for us.
I've seen some photographs of ushers from way back when, and the photographs I have seen all show ushers to be dressed up in fairly formal-looking uniforms. Tell us what you wore.
Well, it's nice. Remember, that was 75 years ago. I'm trying to remember now. The jackets were blue. I think we were mostly blue. Probably some striping for the slacks and so on. The women, the girls that worked at the counter, the popcorn people and so on, were just dressed in white, almost like surgical looking. But the rest of us were in blue uniforms. It's interesting. One of the fellows one of the young men that I worked with, and the name is probably familiar to you and probably to your listeners. Alan Amici worked for us.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's interesting because you talk about uniforms. We had to order a special uniform for him because he didn't fit anything else.
He was a big guy, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. So as usher,
all of us got along very, very well. We generally would go out afterwards, after work, and maybe at one of the restaurants, one of the lunch places, and so we spent a lot of time together, both at work and afterwards as well.
So what exactly was the work that you did as an usher? I mean, what exactly were you and your colleagues doing with the patrons coming to the movies?
Seating people. The aisles, as I remember, if I'm not mistaken about this, the aisles, at the end of the aisles, there were small illuminations so that you could see the aisle, but the rest of the course, the theater was dark. And the usher would carry flashlights and lead people to vacant seats in the theater, both on the main floor and also in the balcony. There's a large balcony. If you've toured the place, you've probably seen part of that area, I would think.
Absolutely.
There was a large foyer lobby on the first floor, as well as on the second floor, leading up to the balconies. There was a large open area there as well. And so that's pretty much the way we conduct that. That's the main responsibility that ushers had with seating people. And also, at times when there were intermissions, make sure that people were in the proper smoking areas and so on.
Right. So you were ushering people to specific seats? Would people buy tickets that were assigned to very specific seats?
Oh, no. Seating was not assigned. You simply, because of the darkness of theater, we became accustomed to the darkness, so that you could see pretty well where there were vacancies in the various aisles and seating areas. So if two people came in or four people came in, you would remember the layout of the seating area and direct people to vacant seats.
One of the things I was told is that a lot of the entertainment that occurred at the Kenosha Theater, especially back in its heyday, would be a mixture of of movies that would be shown on the screen with live entertainment. Although as time went on, that live entertainment aspect started to go away with the fading of vaudeville. By the time you were ushering there, was it basically just a movie house?
Oh, no. We had a number of, at that time, we were famous entertainers. I worked with people like Duke Ellington and Nat King Cole and Claude Thornhill, W.S. Barnes, Tiny Hill. Did I mention Nat King Cole? I did, I guess. Let's see, a number of live. Bela Lugosi, the old vampire actor, made an appearance at one of our Halloween programs. The Halloween shows would usually take place at midnight, of course, and so he came in. Three Stooges appeared there at the theater at one point in time. I worked with them. Esther Williams came in and appeared once during one of her movies. I guess she came in and made a personal appearance.
Wow.
Those are the names that come to mind immediately, the ones that I remember very clearly.
And say a word about what the Kenosha Theater inside looked like back in its heyday. I mean, at the time, did it seem like a spectacular-looking place to you?
Absolutely. Yeah, it was magnificent. Very colorful, very, how do I describe it? Yeah, high ceilings and nice, brilliant illumination and the features of the ceiling and the sidewalls. There were all those areas that looked like there were, what's the word I'm trying to think of? Small areas where seating on the sides. They were actually there, but it appeared as if it were. Seating areas up above balcony-type seating, and as best as I can remember. That's the best way to describe it, I guess.
A spectacular-looking place, and of course, there are people hoping to someday restore it to its former beauty, and it's actually was there. Al Milkey, who was an usher at the Kenosha Theater once upon a time. Al, thank you so much for your time. It was great to speak with you.
Nice talking with you.